My word, this is a shaky start.
Good, y'all.
Hi, y'all. Tell us a little bit about why you're doing this.
You want me to go first? So first of all, I wanted to own something, or rather, I wanted to own land, so that way it would be ours. We've lived on a beautiful piece of land for years now, and it was someone else's, and so we're gonna have to leave. Living there let me know what it is that I wanted. I wanted space, and I wanted my kids to be able to run out the front door and play, and not have to worry about them being near the street or fast cars. I wanted to prove to myself that my wife and I could do this. We could build this house, and I wanted our kids to see it. I wanted them to know that when they grow up and move out, that they want something, they can go and work for it and do it. And it might be hard, but it's doable.
I wanted a better life for myself because I had been severely abused and neglected. And the prospect of bringing children into this world terrified me. I didn't know how to be a human, let alone how to be a mother. And so, in pursuing better health for myself and starting those conversations and wrestling with those bigger questions, then when I did become a parent, and thankfully we did come across the program Teaching Self-Government, which was the missing link that we needed. That's when we started trying to bond better as a couple, bond as a family, and become more of a unit. I think this flows really nicely with that because we're going to be building and living together in tight spaces and doing these hard things that we've never done before, challenging ourselves, pushing ourselves to those limits. If we don't have family foundation, some form of love and connection, we're going to fail. And I believe that we do have that now, that we have been using this program, been really calm and consistent. One of the reasons that I do want to film it as well and document it is because our children are younger. This is going to be an amazing accomplishment once it is completed. But I want them to be able to look back and see that there were trials along the way, to see that maybe we had to do something and redo it a few times before we got it right, but that ultimately getting it right was the better decision. And there's no way that they can retain all of the life lessons they're going to learn during this whole project. But if we can document it and point back and say, hey, do you remember when we were putting the roof up and it wouldn't stop raining, and how we were able to make that bad situation into a good situation, or how we were able to push through, or how we needed to actually take a step back. And maybe this situation is similar to that situation, and we can go back and watch it just like an old home movie.
If you would have asked me 4 years ago if I thought that we could build a house ourselves, like I wouldn't even consider it. Just be like, nah, I can't do that. And now I'm excited because I believe that the Lord has given us these abilities, and I may not be as skilled as the next person, but He has given me the strength and ability to do this. And am I going to do it all by myself? No. I'm going to do it with my wife, with my friends. Our children are going to help. We have other friends that are going to help us. It's going to take a lot of people and a lot of work, but we're going to get it done. And we can parent our children and be calm and have fun and let them learn from this experience.
Are you saying that there's a correlation between the Teaching Self-Government program and your documenting this journey?
Absolutely, for me, because the
Indirectly,
Teaching Self-Government program focuses on bonding, and it is a family communications system, and you want to bond and form a family unit. And one of those ways that you can bond easily is through working together. And so every time we are doing a project together, we're actually solidifying our bond as a family.
Yeah, that's actually pretty exciting when you think about that. My immediate answer was indirectly. But now that I think about it, it's going to make a difference in everything we do, and that's pretty exciting.
You had mentioned something a minute ago about you were asked 5 years ago if you could build a home. You said, no way, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Tell us about the moment that when you came back from the cop class and you realized that this is now something that you could actually do.
I think we were just kind of getting almost desperate because we kept looking for land, looking for houses,
Right.
and everything was just either awful or expensive or both. After prices skyrocketed, we started considering things that we had never considered before as options because we're like, oh man, if we want A, we're going to have to do that we don't want to do. A friend of mine was enrolled in a palatable cob house course at Cobb Hill or naturalbuilding.org, and they weren't able to make it. And I spoke up and said, I'm actually really interested. I'd like to go because it wasn't the like 20-day course, it was only a 6-day course. So I showed up pretty interested and eager to learn, but had no idea that I was going to walk out of there thinking, oh my goodness, this is incredibly doable. We can make a house out of this. And when I said that to the instructor, she was like, duh, that's what I've literally been saying to you. She's like, look at my house. This is my house. I did this.
You're
And
like,
I-
but now I believe
yeah,
you.
yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, but now I believe you. And she was like, and what I'm teaching you is easier than what I did to build my house. And that's when the light bulb really started coming on. So there's no way around it. Between my wife and I and our two best friends, of the four of us, I am the pessimistic one. I do not like that word,
Most
and
cautious.
I don't appreciate people saying that I am.
No one's saying that.
That's thank you. Yeah, I'm going to use her words and say I am the most cautious. That being said, I've come away from things going, that's great for them. But this, I came home, I was like, we can do this. And it was exciting.
Scare the dog.
And I think that actually is another great reason to document this and to post it publicly for people to see, because there's someone else out there that doesn't think they can do it. They need to know they can.
Right.
I can remember being a kid and people saying, you can do anything. And I was like, yeah,
Oh,
right.
I for sure can't was always my answer in my head. I for sure can't.
I was like, I mean, I could surf, but I couldn't be a surfer.
So,
I can ride a bike, but I can't be a BMX pro. Like, and now it's like, wait a second, you don't have to be a movie star or a Fortune 500. You don't have to be those things in order to be happy, but also to be successful. That's the legacy I want to leave behind for my kids, for them to see.
You saying that this journey that y'all are about to chronicle is going to build a legacy on multiple levels, like with teaching self-government, building the family legacy, building skills along the way, as well as also building a sort of quote-unquote financial legacy for your children.
that's the goal. I think it is still unpredictable because we're talking about 3 other human beings that have their own wills and their ability to make their own choices. So ultimately, because we do this thing, because we are trying to stay bonded, because we're trying to teach them skills and show them the value of hard labor and working together, it doesn't mean that they won't make their own choices when they come into adulthood. There's no guarantee that we are truly creating a legacy. That is our vision, our goal, our determination, our driving factor is that we want to do as much as we possibly can in order to provide them with those opportunities.
Opportunity.
Yeah. And then prayerfully, hopefully, they will choose to use them in valuable ways and contribute back into this community or into other people's lives.
Can't control what choices they make, but we can control what we offer to them.
Right.
And this is what we honed in on, that we can offer this to you. We can offer you these skills, these experiences, and you get to take those with you and make the choices and be the people that you're destined to be, that you're created to be.
Absolutely.
For me, it's very exciting to think about how many obstacles you're going to run into, because we haven't even chosen our home sites on our land yet that we have already purchased. We can't get back there yet, but we haven't even chosen them yet, and we've already had lots of obstacles. The trailer that y'all are living in, the deck rotted, and it was walkable when we bought it, but it was not walkable after we bought it. You can't just rip it out because there's no other way to get in the house. So Derek built the deck on the back side of the house so that we could rip the front one out and fix that. But we're still going to run into tons of obstacles. Kids are going to see that and see that when you run into obstacles, it's not the end of the project. I want my kids to know that when they go to buy a house or buy a car or fix a car, that it's doable. You don't need to give up or stop making your payments. Like, you can do this. It's going to be hard and painful, but you can do it.
And our kids are really keenly aware too that we want to travel, we want to experience other cultures and other cities, and we love to hike, and seeing our nation's forest is high on our list. Well, how can we do that if we are living like beyond paycheck to paycheck, like tighter than tight, and nothing to show for it? And then when we were talking about moving and uprooting them from what they've always known, that played into it, and we were able to tell them, if we purchase this half of a piece of property and don't have a house note, do things ourselves, mill our own wood and make our own flooring, then we're freed up. Like, going back to freedom, we are freed up to experience more of what the United States has to offer us, or outside of the United States.
That would be nice. I thought we were just going to Kentucky
I've
for a
never been to
visit.
Kentucky,
for a visit.
actually. Maybe we should go.
We should go. That place is wild. It is really exciting. I've been rather surprised at how many people have been supportive that I thought would be making fun of me and criticizing me. But they're like, so you're going to live in a mud hut, right? I was like, yeah, I am. They're like, oh, okay, well, tell me about it. It's a cob house.
A cob.
But it just gets really exciting when you say, oh, wait, I'm not going to owe on this house in 30 years and have say I'm 44, so 74. All right, I finally own my house. That was part of my plan originally. It was because everything was going up to $300,000, $400,000. I guess I'll just be paying on it into my retirement, and then maybe we'll sell it off, and our kids can have some of that profit to be able to put as a down payment on their house.
What an amazing story that y'all be able to tell, not just to viewers here and now that we're chronicling their journey, but also to the kids will be able to tell their friends, their family years down the road, all the obstacles that not just you, us, but everybody else was able to overcome along the way. Financial obstacles, land obstacles, skills obstacles,
Yeah.
teaching self-government obstacles, with yourself, discipline obstacles. And just imagine, and in 20 years from now, that you'll be able to tell this amazing story about, wow, we came out here, we had skills, we developed skills, but we developed them even further and became more of what we were once we got out here, and became better than what we were.
Right.
I definitely want to be better than I was.
Laughing at me, making me laugh. Okay.